Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I wanted to thank all the subscribers on the Adapt 2030 channel. I know some of you are having trouble staying subscribed, the bell's being removed, you're being unsubbed, have to resub, but we've still gotten to 50,000. And I say we because it is a community of those trying to share information about the intensifying grand solar minimum. I'm so blessed. Thank you so much. I am so grateful, and I am absolutely going to take this to 100,000 subscribers so we can push the message further, because the more prepared people there are, the better it's going to be for all of us if they know what's happening with the grand solar minimum. Case in point, France. Heavy snows. Hikers and campers needing to be rescued due to the snowstorm. Caught the storm a couple days ago just as it was at the Normandy coast. Roads, and then we have now 21 feet of snow between Austria and Italy as they're trying to clear the passes from this year. But 9 meters, 27 feet of snow is going to keep the slopes open until June. We see the progression again and again. France is definitely showing signs of the grand solar minimum. What about those floods? Planetary geometry? Can we see the future with this? What about past cycles? Why did France get so heavily affected in the year without a summer during the Dalton minimum? I'm calling these areas reduced production in grape yield. The vineyards are having a very difficult time. And northwest of those circles is where the snow's happening. And this video is made possible by True Leaf Market Organic Seeds. And this off the newswire in France, continuing in through May 2nd, this amount of snow coming down, surprise snowstorm. Saint-Tropez area. Take a look at it on the map. Ondoville. Now I want you to notice where that red dot is centered when we look at the wine forecast loss map as well. I picked this up a few days ago when that storm was first starting to manifest and it snowed. Tropical. You can see the banana tree. This is not in the mountains. This is at about 1,000 feet, 300 meters in height. And here we have on the highways. This is on April 30th going into May 1st, May 2nd. And it just kept coming thicker and thicker. And this was really interesting if it would have stopped here. But it didn't. It kept rolling up into the mountains, and they have all of these rescues going on. If you're not following it, you should be. There were hikers and campers that went out that thought the winter was over. Even though they had tents and outdoor gear, this massive wind event with this snow came in, trapped so many people up there that they actually have rescue police and army up there in there looking for and bringing out the people who were up there. It's a massive rescue operation going on. This shouldn't be happening right now. Massive snowstorms. And the gendarme, when asked about the conditions, explained that it is snow-like winter conditions. Snow-like winter in May. And along the same tack, to show you how much snow has coming down at some of the passes, they are trying to open this now and clear it to get it ready for summertime. For people to drive through there on their holidays, but what they're encountering is 21-foot deep snow that they're trying to clear out of the way. They say it's exceptionally high. It's not normally this deep. And I said, okay, how big is that truck? Because I don't really know this kind of snow removal equipment. It's about this deep. So these guys, I'm going to say, are probably at 6 foot or a little less than 2 meters. A few more images here. We saw this in California as well last year when they had the record snow up in the Sierra Nevadas when they went in for the first plowing to try to open the roads. This was in California, Sierra Nevada, but look at this. Very similar to the conditions, but this is so close up. With the information from California when they were doing this, it was from a helicopter, and there were very few slides really this close up to see how deep it was. And if 21 feet's not enough, then we just need to go up into Val d'Isere ski resort. 9 meters, so 9 times 3, that's 27 feet of snow. It's going to allow them to stay open into June. So remember the first dot on the map to the northwest. This one is in the mountain region right there between Italy and France, a little bit north Switzerland. It's the red star right in the middle of the range there. Looks a little something like this. Stunning. but it's getting exceptional amounts of snow. All of this mountain range is here, including from Italy all the way through over into Slovenia. For sure, it's getting so much more snow now. Absolutely. And this whole region is starting to show signs of cooling. The Atlantic multi-decadal oscillation going into its cooler phase for the 60 year. And now we have these changes with the grand solar minimum. Wine prices at 60-year highs, and these areas already have been taken offline and have substantial reductions this year. That's just in the news feeds in the last 3 weeks, these circles here. If you go over to Austria, it's even worse. So you can see why global wine is increasing in price. But these 3 areas here, definitely very, very low production this year. And if you were talking about just a couple weeks of events, you could say, oh, Dave, you're cherry picking for 2 weeks of events, 3 weeks of events. Okay, let's go back, because I really want to put this into perspective, because it's not just this year. When you're trying to do the forecast to show where areas are going to go offline or receive more rain or get cooler, whatever the condition, looking back in history a little bit helps, even if it's just a few years back, to see is there a trend developing. Because some places it's the first year where all this is happening. But then you find places like France, for example, where it's been going on since 2017, 2016, and Austria as well. Their vineyard losses started in 2015, expanded in 2016, decimated by 2017. They were down 50%, and now this year we're seeing the same kind of losses. Well, France, same thing. Snowfall, Chamonix, hard freeze, vineyards damaged twice. That's at the beginning of the season in the spring, and then also coming back into August. So you see it in April and August. So we'll take a look at the Maunder minimum temperature reconstruction map. And if you do look over into Europe, you can see at the end of the extended, looks like a tongue of cooling, if you will, with those almost 2 degrees Celsius drops. You see where it terminates, that's right in France there. So it's interesting. And also look at below that, you'll see Morocco down there with that other darker patch in northern Africa, northwest Africa. This year again, all-time record snows, record cold, rains, even in Algeria, same, floods. So there's something that's matching with these areas already on the map. And again, some areas are going to show more of an effect earlier than other areas would. But I also want to point out France here in the year without a summer. This is the Dalton minimum. This is 1816. Remember, Mount Tambora erupted in Indonesia. But notice where the most profound effects are, right over France. So is it that France cools first and everything follows around it? So when you're looking for the effects, you would point France first and really see what's happening there. And look at some of the periphery areas, especially Spain. I mean, you're seeing it snowing down there still. In Italy, just unbelievable snows, all-time record snows and snows and snows. Is it this area that we look for first and we see something there as a progression? Snow and cold is one thing. How about rainfall? So again, they're having the worst rains in 50 years. Their crop production was down for the last 2 years. You get this. Their wheat was of such poor quality, they could not even put it in for auction. That was 2017. So it's the rains as well. I'm taking a look at planetary geometry, which I love to do because there's so many cycles repeating right now. You are so lucky to be born when you are and have all these opportunities coming at you right now. Yes, there's danger, there's trouble, there's signs ahead, but that is the biggest opportunity as well. Being able to offer solutions and help people and prosper all at the same time. This is what it's all about. Can we see the cycles repeating? Of course we can. You can see it in the flood record. You can see it in the planetary geometry. Are we going to match something 1742 as we go through 1743, 44, 45? Because it started in 2016. This is on the right side, those two. They're going to pivot just like hands of a clock. So if more major floods do come on the 300-year time scale, notice how cyclical that looks. There'd be another yellow circle exactly where we are in today's 2018 time frame. So if France is in the northern hemisphere as an indicator where to look first about, say, European cooling, I wonder where it is in the southern hemisphere and where it would be on each continent. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. And if you are going to start planting and experimenting growing some of your own foods, microgreens, sprouts, or plants, trees, True Leaf Market, organic seeds. They are of really good quality, absolutely.